On March 16th, 2003, a young woman named Rachel Corrie from Olympia, Washington, was standing halfway around the world in front of an Israeli military bulldozer, trying to prevent the demolition of yet another Palestinian home. As she stood with her bullhorn, trying to stop the destruction, the bulldozer crushed her and then ran over her again. Rachel had moved to Gaza, along with many other activists from around the world, to work as a volunteer for the International Solidarity Movement. This nonviolent organization sought to provide aid and assistance to the Palestinian people in their daily struggle to end the Israeli occupation. Rachel Corrie was a rare and special individual. She believed passionately in the prospect of a free Palestine. Tonight, Rachel's parents, Cindy and Craig Corrie, are here to say a few words again on behalf of their extraordinary daughter.
In our family, Rachel was the artist and the dancer and the singer and the writer and the poet and a hell of a fun kid. And I know she's having fun tonight with all of this that's going on here, but I also know that as the activist that you all know her as, that she'd be, I think she'd be sort of bemused to be honored at all, but she'd be very, very proud to be here with these people tonight. And if I can get my little note open here, I'm wondering if she was thinking about tonight when she wrote, "I look forward to more moments like February 15th, when civil society wakes up en masse and issues massive and resonant evidence of its conscience, its unwillingness to be repressed, and its compassion for the suffering of others. I look forward to more teachers emerging who teach critical thinking to kids in the United States. I look forward to the international resistance that's occurring now, fertilizing analysis on all kinds of issues with dialogue between diverse groups of people. I look forward to all of us who are new at this, developing better skills for working in democratic structures and healing our own racism and classism and sexism and heterosexism and ageism and, excuse me, and becoming more effective. Thank you for this honor. Cindy.
Thank you. Rachel would think us remiss if we failed to tell you that when she stood between the bulldozer and homes in Rafah that day, that 7 other internationals from the United States and the UK stood with her at great risk to themselves against occupation and oppression and for human rights, for self-determination and freedom for the Palestinian people, for nonviolence, and for our shared humanity across borders and cultures. Joe, Will, Tom, Richard, Nick, Alice, and Crick all stood with Rachel that day. Rachel would think us remiss to fail to acknowledge the Palestinian people who stand every day resisting nonviolently as they go about their daily lives as best they can under incredibly threatening conditions. Rachel would think us remiss to fail to acknowledge the Israelis who stand with Palestinians and internationals resisting home demolitions and the building of an ever-expanding apartheid wall. Rachel would think us remiss to fail to acknowledge the 3,000 Palestinian prisoners who, at this time, are in a hunger strike demanding the protections to which they are entitled under the Geneva Conventions. Rachel would think us remiss to fail to acknowledge the Jewish Americans who stand in opposition to the occupation of Palestine and to the role of the U.S. government in that occupation, and who tell us that they are working to save the soul of Israel. It is for all of these resistors that we humbly but proudly accept this award that is given to Rachel. I intended to close, and I'm going to close anyway with some of the words that Amy chose to share with you. My daughter's plea, written from Rafah in the weeks before she was killed. This has to stop. I think it is a good idea for us all to drop everything and devote our lives to making this stop. I don't think it's an extremist thing to do anymore. I still really want to dance around to Pat Benatar and have boyfriends and make comics for my coworkers, but I also want this to stop. Thank you.
رأينا والدي ريتشل كوري استلم الجائزة لتضحيتها وتضحية بنتهما، ونحن إن شاء الله سنلقاهما يوم الأحد في المظاهرة ونتكلم معهم ونسمع منهما إن شاء الله. وأنا كذلك كتبت قصيدة مدحا لما فعلت بنتهما، فإن شاء الله سأقرأها عليهما. السلام عليكم.